Well, we're joined now by Ricky Ross and Lorraine McIntosh here with us.
Morning.
So lovely to see you both.
Good morning.
I mean, I was saying hard to believe 40 years. I bet you can sort of barely sense that time has passed so quickly.
Depends how early in the morning is. Sometimes it feels like 40 years, but we're feeling good today. Yeah.
Good.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
40 years on.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's an obvious question, isn't it? But when you started, did you ever think you'd be sat here 40 years still doing this?
No, because I would say that when we were doing our first record, and upstairs in the lounge, I remember Leo Sayer being there, and I was thinking, Leo Sayer, he's a guy, you know, from 10 years ago, and thinking, what's he doing here? You know,
He's a dinosaur.
totally should be there. And I was thinking, well, that's what people must think about us. What are we doing here? Yeah. Because you just can't think in that term. You know, like 10 years. Someone said to me, I think early on, we got interviewed. I said, well, probably make it 3 albums and we'll split it up. You just can't think that long term. Yeah.
And there have been ups and downs, and obviously, you know, one or two personal changes. But actually, the band, as you are now, is the original lineup.
Well, 4 of us are. Sadly, our guitarist, Graham, passed away 20 years ago. And our bass player, when we had a kind of period when we split up for 5 years, he went off and did other stuff. But our 2 new guys, that we call them the new guys, have been with us for 15 years.
Right.
So they're the youngsters, yeah.
And when you go through that hiatus and, you know, life happens and things happen to all of us, don't they? You know, at what point do you then sit down and go, should we do it again?
Do you know what? There was actually a very clear point. We were talking about this because around about 2000, late 2008, around about that time, we were going out and we're doing shows, we're doing greatest hits shows, that kind of thing, playing a lot of the old catalogue. And we came home one night and said, you know, it's just not, there's no creativity. And if there's no creativity, there's no band. Yeah. And the audience have an even... You always joke the audiences don't like new material because they always love the old songs. But actually what they like is you to be creative. They like you, they like to feel that you've got some life in your engine.
Yeah, there's an expectation.
And just bringing out new music just somehow accelerates the old music.
Well, I was going to say, if that then sort of feeds your energy, then you're also going to perform the old stuff at a different level. And I'm curious to how you made this new album, because it was... Sounds like it was very collaborative with all of you being in the studio, is that right?
It was. It was done in Rockfield in Wales, which is a kind of very famous studio, and it's a residential studio, so we were all there together having breakfast, lunch and dinner. It was
feeding
quite intense, but it was lovely. It's a beautiful part of the country and great studio.
Well, we're seeing some of the pictures now, so this is you at work in that studio, presumably.
Didn't know the words. Still don't.
I mean, what's the dynamic like? Because, you know, you've been through ups and downs. And you all know each other. You two know each other very well. You know each other very well. Does it change how you make the music?
I think we've all come to just an awareness of each other and value each other. I mean, I've gone out and done stuff on my own, and I know when I go out and do stuff on my own, it doesn't get anything like the reaction that Deacon Blue does. There's something a bit magical. I mean, Jim, our piano player, and Dougie and I put the band together originally, our drummer. And I just know there's something about when we all get together, it's just got that, and then you put your voice on it, it just becomes magical. And I just sort of value them, and I can't think without them. You know, we just get in a room and we make a thing that sounds like Deacon Blue. It's wonderful.
But the fact that you're all still talking to each other, that you're all together, do you know what I mean?
I think the 5-year break was probably very good.
Helped.
I didn't grow up with brothers.
No, I did.
You did, but they are my brothers, and Gregor and Lewis as well too. It's a very special thing when you've been in a band together. We've gone through lots of things together.
You two working together for so long and having a family together. I mean, I take my hat off to you. Genuinely, that's a lot to ask of any relationship.
Well, it is. We like working together. We like being together. We do go off and do other things, which I think is important, or I think you would go a bit mad. Ricky writes and does radio shows, and I act, and so it's lovely. It's really special when we come back and get to do Deacon Blue stuff. Yeah.
And you say you come back, and then, you know, that magical bit is what sounds like Deacon Blue.
Yes.
What is that sound?
I think it's kind of my voice, and if I play a piano chord, it kind of sounds like it. But if Jim plays a piano chord, and then you do a harmony with it, it just sounds like us. And because it's the voice. He's got beautiful hands, that man. He really has. And if you listen to Rain, to the original album, he's got a kind of span of fingers that go way beyond mine, and he hits these beautiful chords. And I think that is essentially that thing. It's these songs. and the way that we play them.
You're touring again, and you're going, I think, to slightly smaller venues. So some of the venues that you might have played when you were first starting out, which you're really looking forward to.
Yes, we're doing a theatre tour starting next week. For, I think it's 5 shows.
Yeah.
We're coming back later in September to play arenas, and we're looking forward to that as well. But
Is the theatre tour sold out, by the way?
It is.
it is, yeah. But the arena one is on sale, and that'll be great fun. We're really looking forward to it.
It's a quite, we have sort of, boy bands and girl bands that come back in here and they reunite and they do a whole run of shows and they've all been away doing their own things, and there's a sort of that real nostalgia, and all of the people in the room are there that saw them the first time around. You guys have never really been away, but do you go back and find not only have you got a new legion of fans, and you talk about, the ones that want the traditional songs, but I'm always interested in that magic of getting back out on stage and kind of going, we still got this, we can do this, and you've got a room full of people who are,
It's a wonderful thing, yeah. And there are kind of newer fans coming, which is lovely. And weirdly enough, because a lot of light shows, rock and roll light shows, are not lighting the band, they're lighting the audience. They're coming from the band. So you see people, you can see people, and you can see people's reactions. We did a tiny gig last night to launch a record at a record store in Liverpool as well. And that was nice because we could see people that we've seen for literally over the last 30 odd years.
But you've all grown up together.
Yeah. But I also think young people are just much more open to music than we were when we were young.
We were
Somehow
terrible.
it seemed, especially guys,
we
seem
were
much
terrible.
more in camps. This is, I can like this, I can't like that. Even if I secretly love it, I can't say I
My
do.
kids listen to stuff that spans kind of 60 years.
Well, so do ours,
Music.
exactly.
Is that about
So-
access, though? I mean, with streaming,
Yes,
you
I
can
think it
find
is.
Ben, it's totally about access as well, but it's also about just they're much better people. My son and I were chatting about this on the way up. We were going up a hill last summer, and he was playing stuff in the car, and he was playing Bruce Springsteen, and he said, "I love it." I said, I first heard your mum sing that song. That's how I know that song." And he was great, but he goes right through the decades because he can get it. We couldn't do it because unless our pal had it and we got it off a cassette or someone lent us the album.
Oh,
couldn't
that
afford
takes us
it.
back. Listen, it's been a joy to meet you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck
Lovely
with
here.
the record.
Thank
Good luck with
you.
the tour.
Thank
I
you
hope it
so
goes
much.
brilliantly. Thank you.